Hi, welcome to Loft 801. My name is Diego, and today I'm talking about Christian Sesma's latest film released on February 16th, 2024. It's an action thriller about an underworld fight club scene in Los Angeles. Duffy is an ex-soldier and he teams up with Max Bomer, an ex-con, to clear some debts with a fight club crime boss and some corrupt cops. Now, before I hop into my review, if you want to support the channel, then please take a second to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you, I really appreciate it. As you can tell, I'm not in the studio, I'm traveling for work, but the show must go on. As a warning, this review will contain some heavy spoilers, so please continue at your own risk. Lastly, if there's anything that you want to see reviewed, don't forget to let me know by leaving a comment and I will get to it as soon as I can. Thank you. I'm hopping in 3, 2, 1. I gotta be honest, I don't think a lot of people are going to like this movie. Me, on the other hand, I 110% buy into the action genre. I love a good fist fight, knife fight, gunfight, whatever it is. I tend to have fun with things and I always get my money's worth. Lights Out is an interesting movie because it has both hand-to-hand combat and some shootouts. Straight up, these shootouts are anytime there were guns on scene and characters were shooting, I was very disappointed. A huge part of this is because the gunfights are so disjointed. It is quite literally shots of random people holding guns and yelling as they shoot into thin air. It goes from this person to this person to this person to a random shot of a wall being riddled with bullets. The big issue is that you can't tell who's shooting at who. There is no sense of setting or direction, so the gunfights in this movie were atrocious. On the other hand, the hand-to-hand combat was fantastic. Whether it was a knife fight or some good old-fashioned boxing, it was top-notch. Fights were visceral and highlighted the skills of the actors. Speaking of actors, I am a huge fan of Frank Grillo and love when he shows up in movies. He's an underrated tough guy. He's pushing 60 with a better physique than me when I was 17 playing every sport known to man. I think he's got screen presence and he brings it in this movie. His standout moment for me is when he beats big boy tough guy Cowboy Cerrone to a pulp, highlighting his inner strength and unresolved trauma. Is it S-tier acting? Absolutely not. But he gets the job done. I can say the same thing for Mekhi Phifer. It's my first time seeing him in a movie and I liked what I saw. Would I go out of my way to watch his filmography? No. But I'm very much satisfied with his tough family guy portrayal in this movie. He's like that cool uncle at a family barbecue, sneaking you some 20s and saying, "Don't let your parents catch you, kid." Now, I like the dynamic between Duffy and Max. Max has a persuasive nature, and when coupled with Duffy's tough guy persona, it added some depth to the movie. As the main characters, I'm more than satisfied. I don't want to skip over the rest of the cast, so let's talk about them really quick. I genuinely like them and their portrayals. Is it Oscar worthy? No, but I think they all do respectively well with what they've got to work with. I loved Erica Peeples as Rachel Bomer, Max's sister. She had a very friendly and motherly presence. I liked Jalen Ray as Hannah Bomer. She's just a teen trying to help her mama. I liked Omari Nolasco as Fosco, one of the main fight organizers. I like the Puerto Rican touch he gave his character. The rest of the cast, Jaime King, Dermot Mulroney, Donald Cerrone, and Paul Sloan, all do decent jobs. Nothing impressive, just effective. They're the villains, which annoys me a bit, but I'll talk about that in a second. The only actor I have beef with in this movie is Scott Adkins. He's supposed to be one of the main selling points in this movie, but he is literally not in this movie. His character, Don the Reaper Richter, is in the intro and outro of this movie. The only other times he's in this movie are in flashbacks to the intro. You have no idea how disappointed I was, especially after seeing him in last year's John Wick 4 as Killa. He can act and obviously fight, so it's a shame he's in this movie for 5 minutes. Okay, now back to the villains. I'm not very happy with how many villains there were in this movie. I guess what I should say is that I'm not really happy that there wasn't one single strong villain pulling the strings. They were all just mid-level villains and felt very two-dimensional. The plot tries to give them some background and motivation by showing they owe another bigger, badder gang money, but we never see this gang. They're only talked about. When it comes to storytelling and creating emotion, I'm very big on the show me, don't tell me. So for me, the villains fell a little flat. Cinematography wise, I was mostly happy with what I saw. Taking place in LA, there were some great drone shots around the city with pretty sunsets and early mornings. I think this movie did a good job of capturing the essence of the city. However, the excessive reuse of certain footage detracted from the overall impact the cinematography could have had. I imagine director Sesma was like, oh crap, we're out of money. Let's just reuse that same shot a few times and we should be good. I'm trying to rock with it, but it's a little obvious, man. I know you could have done better. I hate to say this, but Lights Out is a mixed bag. I desperately wanted to love this movie, but for everything it did right, it also did a lot wrong. The hand-to-hand combat and boxing in this movie are great, and I think it lets Frank Grillo shine with his tough guy performance. There are some cheesy lines here and there, but I love that. I buy into that. The problem is that for every good fist fight, there's a dumbass, disjointed, directionless, lackluster shootout. They're not even campy, they're just bad. Mekhi Phifer plays a solid family guy. I think he does great, and his dynamic with Duffy adds depth to the story. The supporting cast, including Erica Peeples, Jalen Ray, and Amari Nolasco, all deliver good performances. I think everyone else is competent. Everyone, that is, except for Scott Adkins, who is notably absent from this movie. Why even advertise him if he's only in it for 5 minutes? Oh gosh, another negative thing is the villains. They're two-dimensional at best. Trying to end on a positive note, I think the cinematography was nice and there were some eye-catching drone shots, but there was certain footage that was reused over and over, and that was annoying. Overall, Lights Out is an intriguing mix of adrenaline-fueled fistfights with character-driven drama and some very notable flaws. I think some action enthusiasts will enjoy this movie, especially the underground boxing element. I certainly did. However, there is a lot holding this movie back from reaching its full potential. So if you're not willing to overlook the flaws, ride the highs, and ride the lows, then I would not recommend this movie. Thank you for listening to my review of Lights Out. If you enjoyed the content and want to support the channel, then please take a second to like and subscribe. If you did not enjoy the content, thank you for sticking around. I appreciate it. As always, I would love to read what you have to say, so leave a comment and let me know what you're thinking. Also, if you want to see me review something, don't forget to let me know and I will do my best to get to it. Lastly, if you want to see some more from me, then you can check out my vlogs linked up above or my podcast, Good Friends. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Diego and I will see you next time.